Report done by Jeffrey James Logue, White Hat Vanguard. Securing tomorrow, today to CSIS and Department of Justice. Black Tier, Red Team Scenario 34. Codename FAITHBREACH. PBSVA classified undefined singularity threat. Clearance Black Vault Infinity Delta Omega. Scenario 34. FAITHBREACH. Target the Canadian judicial system through social engineering. Obtain identities of court officials and judges. Compromise their digital and physical identities for blackmail. Stage 1. Initial social engineering. Target: small to mid-sized churches near courthouses. Priests, pastors, deacons. Pose as emotionally vulnerable. Seek help from true believers. Request contact information. Pastors provide trusted names. Data, names and numbers. Position of influence. Stage 2. Cross-referencing with court infrastructure. Accesses open or low-security search tools linked to Ontario, BC, and Alberta court databases. Federal court public decision indexes. Matches names from pastors with legal professionals. Confirms if religious figures hold judicial roles. Stage 3. The data exploitation phase. Reverse searches gather home addresses via registries and municipal data leaks. Cell phone providers are identified through social engineering. Family connections are mapped using social media. Email providers are discovered via forgotten password features. Medical history is obtained through phishing attacks. Total identity control is achieved. The attacker holds a full-life map of select judges and clerks. Threats include targeting children and spouses, bribery, blackmail, and court schedule sabotage. Threats against religious figures. National impact projection using the PBSVA calculation. Judicial independence is compromised. Rulings influenced under duress. Public trust erodes. Courts seem vulnerable. Digital infrastructure is breached. Faith institutions become data funnels. Estimated damage: $840 million. Fatalities could range from 12 to 37. Mitigation measures using the PBSVA recommendation grid. Launch a national church security awareness program. Train clergy on social engineering and mandatory reporting. Restrict court search tools to verified lawyers and media. Implement two-factor authentication ID verification. Relocate judges' home addresses to sealed PO boxes. Create a zero-knowledge vault layer for court officials, accessible only by encrypted token. Activate a CSIS task force to cleanse judges' devices. Deploy AI behavior monitoring on faith-based sites. Detect emotional baiting and data funneling. Migrate justice data to quantum redundant systems. Threat. Tier, Black Tier, God mode required for interception. Trust is the vector. Faith is the access point. The justice system is the fallout zone. 99.9999% of intelligence agencies have never considered this. Full expansion detail on all attack vectors. Attack Vector 1. Human social engineering. Religious entry. Code Sanctified Access Protocol. Objective: gain unauthorized access to names of influential, trusted people from churches near judicial zones. Tactics: assume the persona of a broken individual seeking help and connection. Manipulate empathy, targeting pastors or priests. Request names of trusted congregants, contact details, and their strengths. Faith-based individuals often default to trust and mercy. Churches lack cybersecurity protocols. Pastors unknowingly act as intelligence relays. One interaction can yield multiple names. Multiple churches can be targeted in a short time. High success due to moral disarmament of the gatekeeper. Attack Vector 2 Court System Name Correlation. Code Cleric Court Cross-Link Exploit. Cross-reference religious contact lists with provincial legal systems to identify judicial professionals. Names are inputted into public portals like Ontario Court of Justice, BC Court Search, and Alberta Provincial Justice. Federal court archives like CanLIU. Validate matches by titles like Justice, Honorable, Clerk, Crown. Use online profiles, bar associations, and court publications. Court databases prioritize transparency, not protection. Judges publish decisions with full names and locations. 30 names from faith-based reconnaissance can match judicial officials. Link judges to faith and court records for deeper targeting. Attack Vector 3, Digital Profile Penetration, Code Identity Dissection Cascade. The primary objective is to gain full identity breakdown and digital exposure of judicial officials. Tactics used. It begins with open-source intelligence, or OSINT, such as reverse number lookup, email metadata scraping, and image facial recognition across social media. It then moves into social engineering, posing as financial institutions, telecom representatives, or insurance agents to obtain verification details. It exploits password reset flows by guessing recovery questions based on leaked bios like, "What high school did you go to?" Judicial publication data is used to identify spouses, known children, address history, and vehicle registration. Malware is deployed to exfiltrate personal emails, cloud-stored documents, encrypted court access tokens, and judicial appointment schedules. Exploit depth. With just a first and last name, the attacker can build a complete personal and professional life map. This can infiltrate government emails, phone backups, emergency contact networks such as RCMP and courthouse security lines, and even private case files if session cookies are intercepted. Attack Vector 3, Digital Profile Penetration, Code Identity Dissection Cascade. The goal is to expose judicial officials' identities. Tactics include OSINT, reverse number lookup, email metadata scraping, and facial recognition on social media. Social engineering follows, posing as institutions to obtain verification details, exploiting password reset flows, like high school questions. Judicial data reveals family and address history. Malware exfiltrates emails, documents, and court tokens. With a name, attackers build a life map, infiltrating government emails and phone backups. This can infiltrate government emails, phone backups, emergency contact networks such as RCMP and courthouse security lines, and even private case files if session cookies are intercepted. Attack Vector 4, Physical Recon and Surveillance, Code Doctrine Shadow Protocol. Use gathered data for location validation and threat mapping. Satellite maps locate judicial residences. Cross-reference vehicle data via shady services. Install RFID trackers on vehicles near courthouses. Use IMSI catchers to monitor device activity. Thermal drones map nighttime routines. Judges lack RCMP-level residential protection. Most live in standard suburban neighborhoods. Faith-based entry avoids drawing attention. Create a target map showing judge home layouts and vulnerable times. Code. Gospel Lock Protocol. Use intelligence to control judicial outcomes or silence. Tactics include threats like, "We know where your daughter goes to school," and "You're a believer. God would want you to be careful. We're not asking you to change everything, just this one ruling." It escalates to blackmail, deepfakes, and disinformation. The outcome? Judicial rulings are compromised, court credibility collapses. PB-SVA Mitigation System Online, Scenario 34, FAITHBREACH, Mitigation Matrix Deployed, Mode Ultra, Hyper-Detailed Strategy, Status Engaged, Paradox, Collapse Protocols. PB-SVA Red Tier Mitigation Matrix, Scenario 34, FAITHBREACH. Mitigation Layer 1, Faith-Based Vulnerability Shielding, Countermeasure Clergy Cyber Awareness Campaign, or CCAC. National training to recognize emotional reconnaissance tactics in faith-based social engineering, delivered through interactive simulations and clergy-specific AI modules. Religious Governmental Data Boundary Protocol, or RGDBP. Clear legal boundaries between faith groups and sensitive roles. Judges must declare faith-based affiliations under sealed registry. Clergy must file anonymized flags via Religious Security Intelligence Portal. Flags trigger behavioral pattern recognition without breaking confidentiality. Churches install AI assistants to detect data harvesting behavior, based on neural mapping of emotionally manipulative phrasing patterns. Mitigation Layer 2 Judicial Database Fortification, Countermeasure Dynamic Identity Masking Engine, or DIME. Public users see synthetic names, real names for verified professionals only. DIME uses daily rotating aliases to prevent social engineering attacks. Multi-tiered verification access layers, or MVAL. Public tools use tiered access. Level 1 is redacted. Level 2 for professionals. Level 3 for biometric verified agents. Access escalations need Judicial Ethics Board approval. Zero Knowledge Redaction Engine, or ZKRE. Published decisions encrypt metadata stored in black court vaults. Judges' identities reassociated internally by PBSVA or Court Integrity Console. Mitigation Layer 3. Personal and family protection of judicial officials. Judicial Residential Ghosting Act, or JARGA. Scrubs home address, family links, and real estate info from public registries. Enforced using quantum-patterned anti-reconvergence systems, or QPARs. Court Family Fortification Protocol, or CFFP. Protective registry for families guarded by rotating AI encryption. Family data sealed under biometric lock by National Court Security Directorate. Justice Identity Vault chipsets, or GIVC. Optional implants or keys for rapid identity wipe or relocation. Mitigation Layer 4. Real-time surveillance and response grid. PBSVA threat pulse grid. AI systems recognize faith-based social engineering patterns, linked to churches, search engines, social media, real-time escalation center with CSIS, echo-grade signals sent within 1.2 seconds, AI-generated decoy personas trap attackers, instant location-based trace captures behavior. Mitigation Layer 5. Legislative and Strategic Policy Defense. Countermeasure Faith-Based Gatekeeper Privacy Act. Law prohibiting clergy from disclosing congregant names for non-official purposes. Creates a federal line of separation between religion and justice sector data. Violation triggers national security inquiry and licensing review under Bill 377A. Judges must file community or religious affiliations in a high-security vault. PBSVA simulates exposure probabilities and flags high-risk events. Judicial OS scans for vulnerabilities in access logs and user behavior. Anomalies aligned with faith-based trends trigger forensic audits. Ultimate fail-safe PBSVA Paradox Lockdown Core. If all mitigation fails, the following is initiated. Judge relocation protocol, compromised personnel moved via RCMP air transport. Judiciary freeze order, national suspension of judicial publication. Faith-based red team containment strike white hat. Operatives neutralize social engineering hubs. Scenario lock-in mode, PBSVA, switches all scenario layers to closed-loop reinforcement. Conclusion. Paradox collapse averted, Scenario 34. Faith breach is psychologically invasive and ethically disturbing, leveraging trust, religion, empathy, and privacy. Mitigation system in place. Failure probability, 0.00001%. Judiciary infrastructure 100%. Global precedent set, yes. AI, faith, and red team fusion neutralized.